Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. Today's video is on products that I don't think I will ever stop using, and I'm talking specifically like I've tried a bunch of like similar things and nothing compares in my mind, nothing is better, and probably nothing will ever be, because I just love these products so much that whenever I try something similar that it's supposed to do the same thing, I just don't think that it can even compete with these, right? This video idea kind of came about because I was thinking about like products that we purchase over and over that we don't want to replace, our ultimate holy grails that we don't even think can be replaced by anything ever. The ultimate product finds that are so good that you think the competitors are like around here and they're like way above. Again, nothing compares, nothing competes, and I will continue to buy these over and over and over, and I don't see myself changing them ever. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. I have one question before I get started. Given what I just described to you, please think about everything that you use and comment down below what that irreplaceable product is for you that you think nothing compares and you will continue to buy over and over and over. And if you're a content creator and you want to talk about your products that you don't think you'll ever stop using, I would love to see that, so please tag me in your video. Because I gave myself these really tough standards, I only have 5 products to show you, because I feel like for the most part something can be a really favorite product of mine, but there's a high chance of something else coming out tomorrow that I like a little bit more, just because beauty products keep getting better and better and better, and new technologies start coming out where you kind of replace those old favorites you had. So product number 1 is this right here. Now I've mentioned this to you guys probably in a lot of my favorite videos and in a lot of my Sephora recommendations videos, and that is because this right here is beyond what any other makeup melter does for me. I've tried a bunch of makeup melters, and for the most part, even though they all kind of do the job, they either leave a residue on my face or they don't take my eye makeup off all the way. This right here I feel like leaves my skin ready to the point where I don't even feel the need for a second cleanse. I do double cleanse always, but it leaves it so squeaky clean with no residue on, nothing, that you don't even feel the need for that second clean. It is absolutely spectacular. This is kind of their limited edition sweet apple scent, which is the one that I'm currently using. I have gone through so many of these. I've had either 2 or 3 in my empties video for like 2 or 3 years now, and just nothing compares. And I'm talking like makeup removing oils, other makeup removing melt away, balm type of things. I don't think anything comes close to my pharmacy makeup melter. This is just an unbelievable product, and after I tried this one, I was never able to go back to anything else because I feel like it is simply that special, you know? My second skincare product is not just a moisturizer, but it also primes your face for makeup, and I don't see myself doing my makeup ever without first putting my magic cream on. This, I have to say, is probably my #1 favorite product from Charlotte Tilbury. I know this is super hyped up, but let me tell you, there is a reason behind it. At least for my dry skin type, I never see myself putting makeup on before previously putting on my magic cream. I can skip everything else. I can skip primer, I can skip foundation, I can skip whatever, right? But I can never skip my magic cream. Besides it being a beautiful makeup primer that makes all of the makeup glide on so nicely and wears so beautifully throughout the day, it gives your skin such amazing glow without making it look or feel greasy. It's absolutely incredible. Besides that, it's got great skincare properties. It's got peptides, hyaluronic acid. It helps to plump your skin. It is anti-aging. It is just a wonderful moisturizer. I feel like when I first started using magic cream, it wasn't like love at first sight. I feel like my skin maybe took a little while to get used to it or something, but now I can never use something differently. I've also used so many magic creams, and whenever I run out of my magic cream, I go back and I try something different. I try other moisturizers, always really hydrating thick moisturizers because that's kind of like my preference, and nothing ever comes close to Magic Cream. I always miss it. I always have to go back and purchase it, and I think I will continue to repurchase Magic Cream for years and years to come. I don't feel like any comparable products on the market even come close to how good this is, so that is how strongly I feel about this one, and I just cannot recommend it enough. The third product I want to mention is my Anastasia Brow Freeze. This came to my life to fully change the way that I do my eyebrows forever. I've tried other waxes and eyebrow gels, and while I've tried others that do the job, I haven't tried anything that does it as quickly and as neatly as my Brow Freeze does. This just like sticks my hairs up, it makes them last up there forever, and it is such a quick process. I just brush it through a couple of times and it is there to stay. I feel like with other waxes or gels that I've used, I have to keep going back over it and like press it down more, and just it takes me a lot more time, and sometimes it doesn't wear as long. And with this right here, it's just easy. And like I said, I've tried a bunch of other similar products that are supposed to do very similar things, but nothing has worked for me like this one does. Now I do have very coarse brow hairs. My brow hairs point straight down, so I feel like a lot of people don't need something as potent as this is. A lot of you guys will probably be fine with one of the other brow gels or brow waxes on the market. Your eyebrow hairs are probably thinner and a little bit more well behaved than mine, but for my very, very stubborn eyebrows, just nothing has worked as good as the Brow Freeze has worked. And I definitely see myself purchasing this product over and over and over and over and over for years to come, because again, I just haven't found anything that even remotely compares to how fast and effective this one is on me. Product number 4 is from Charlotte Tilbury as well. She is winning in the unreplaceable category, and that is this right over here. This is my Charlotte Tilbury color corrector. I have it in the color medium. I love to use a color corrector underneath my eyes because my eyes have purpley hues underneath them that tend to come through when I use a concealer. So whenever I put this on, I know that the concealer can be full coverage or medium coverage. I'm going to like it regardless because I'm not going to have any purpley tired hues coming through my concealer. Now what's special about this one is the texture of it. It's not thick, it's actually very thin, and it's a very hydrating cream that you can put underneath your eyes. I like that I can put it exactly where I want it to be. I don't have to spread it all over. Like I feel like with more liquidy ones, they tend to go a little bit more all over the place. This one you can kind of concentrate it exactly where you want it. And the best thing about it is that I feel like a lot of other color correcting products you put underneath your eye, and then when you put the concealer over them, you see the peachy tone coming through the concealer, which is weird because now you've gone from having purpley under eyes to having orange under eyes, and nobody has time for that. This right here, once you put it on, first of all, you can use it on its own. You don't have to put something over it because it kind of masks your under eyes really nicely. But also when you put a concealer over top of it to get that full, beautiful, brightened under eye look effect, it won't show through any concealer. Even if you put a very lightweight sheer coverage concealer on top of it, it won't show through the concealer. There's something about the texture and the formula of this right here that makes it truly special. And like I'm gonna say for every single product in this video, it is irreplaceable for me, and I see myself using it for years to come. And also this little compact right here will literally last you forever because you need such little amounts. I've had this one for probably 6 to 8 months now, and I have barely made a dent in it. A lot of product comes in here and you need extremely little, and it is just the best color corrector. I wish she would expand her shade range. I use number 2, which is medium. The fair and the medium one are good, but I feel like she needs to expand her deeper, darker shades because it goes from pretty nice and wearable to orange and red. Anyways, if you have my complexion or medium or even tan complexion, number 2 will work fine for you. If you're lighter than me, then probably go for number 1. I myself can use the number 1, but I always highlight over it with a lighter color concealer, so I think number 2 just covers my dark circles a little bit better. So that is the 4th irreplaceable product that I will probably use forever. I don't see anything else coming along that I might like remotely better than my color corrector. And now let's talk about my 5th and final item, and it is actually brushes. Refer brushes, to be specific. I know I probably sound like a broken record when it comes to refer brushes, but I just have never found something that is even similar to these. And it's not just the fact that they are handcrafted, natural haired Japanese brushes. There are a lot of brands that do the same thing, but more specifically, the shapes of the eye brushes specifically from Refer, I absolutely love. I also really love Refer's complexion brushes, but I feel like those I've seen and tried other brands of Japanese brushes that pretty much do the same thing. However, when it comes to their eyeshadow brushes, I just really love the shapes that their eyeshadow brushes have, and I don't see myself using anything else than Refer brushes for my eyeshadows, basically. So I think what I'll do is I'll share with you my favorite brush shapes from their eye brushes that I just haven't found anything that compares to these. By the way, it makes sense that Refer has such perfect shapes in their brushes because they developed these shapes based on customer feedback. So they gathered a lot of people's opinions and just created the best possible brushes, and I'm telling you, they're killing it. And they have also been a lot better at keeping their brushes in stock, which used to be a problem. Now, for the most part, every time I check their website, there is brushes available in their concept store, which is the place in their website where they put the brushes 50% off in exchange for your feedback so that they can continue to perfect their brushes. I love Refer. Anyways, 2 brushes that I'm completely in love with for eyeshadow that I don't see a lot of other brands doing shapes like this are brushes number 14 and 13. So this is what they look like right here. For size reference, the dirty brush is the Refer number 1 brush, which is a much more common shape in brushes. Brush number 14 I feel like is very special because it is a very thin blending brush, but it's a little bit long, so it still has really nice mobility, and I feel like this one is absolute perfection when it comes to deepening up the outer or inner corner of the eye, because you're not going to go all over the place with the eyeshadow. You won't diffuse it very fast. You will place it exactly where you want it, and then because the brush is so soft and fluffy, you can blend out the edges without diffusing the product too much. So you have a very precise application with this brush. Besides that, you can of course also use it to blend out the eyeshadow underneath your eyes and really smoke out your lower lash line. It'll work wonders for that. And brush number 13 is even smaller and a little bit shorter, and it's not domed, it's cut more like flat on the top. This is the one I mainly use to blend out my under eye area because I feel like it diffuses the shadow underneath your eye so perfectly without being too blown out kind of in place right there. It's a really nice detailed brush. You can also use it to increase pigmentation on any like targeted places on the top of your eye. Absolutely love this one as well. Another brush that they have that I found very special is Refer's number 26 brush. It's like a big pencil brush basically, but it's not stiff. It's very soft in the tip, and I had never seen a shape like this in a brush when I got this one, and at first I was a little confused. I didn't know what to do with it, and then after months of having it, I've continued to play with it. Mainly when like my main brushes got dirty, I would reach for this one, and now I can't stop using it. My 2 favorite things to use them for is to intensify color underneath my lower lash line. I use brushes 13 and 14 to diffuse it, but if I want to intensify, I use the tip of this one. And then my absolute favorite way to use it is for the inner corner of my eye, because I feel like it just fits so perfectly right here, and I like to kind of bring up my shadow sometimes. So I put it on the inner corner and like drag it in a little bit, and it just does the most perfect job of placing the eyeshadow on that inner corner area, and even on the like first third of my eyelid right here. It is perfection. You can also even use it to like smoke out eyeliner on the top of your eye, and it would also do a really good job of doing that. Okay, so those three are the more rare, special shapes of refer brushes that I constantly use and I don't think you can find very easily anywhere else. Now I'm about to show you other much more common shapes that I also really love from Refer, just because they are handmade natural hair brushes. And so even though you can more commonly find these shapes elsewhere, when you have these specific shapes from natural hair brushes, they work so much better. So those are these right over here. Brush number 1, like I said before, it's a very common shape in blending brushes. I use this brush for absolutely everything. And the Refer version of this brush is the softest, so I love it. Brushes number 2 and number 28 are flat. Brush number 2 is a little bit fatter and softer. I love to use both of these brushes for applying eyeshadow on my eyelid. I think they do an absolutely fantastic job and I love them. I use them constantly. And then brush number 15 is my favorite kind of fat, round, thick blending brush for my crease. Absolutely love this one. I cannot put it down, and it comes in the same set as brushes 13 and 14. Okay, so those were my 5 irreplaceable products that nothing else that I've tried even comes close to, products that I think I'm going to continue to use and continue to repurchase over and over and over again. Please let me know from what you have, from what you own, what product do you feel that strongly about, that you don't think anything can even come close to how good that product is. Please let me know down in the comment section. I will of course leave you guys links to all 5 of my products that I don't think I'll ever stop using down below in the description box. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I hope that you come back for the next video. Bye!